Many people do not understand why Dele Alake is disturbing himself so much, denying and rejecting the EU's report. Many people don't.
So while the 25th February elections were held on schedule, a lack of transparency and operational failures reduced trust in the process and challenged the right to vote. Voters assigned to new polling units had difficulties in identifying their correct polling unit, and the conditions in almost half of polling units observed did not ensure the secrecy of the vote. In 16 states, the mission noted incidents of violent attacks on polling units and indeed on INEC staff and harassment of voters. The counting procedures were negatively impacted by overall poor understanding, particularly in completing forms, and chaotic and overcrowded conditions in collation centres observed.
And also, I don't know why Dele Alake is disturbing himself. Is it Dele Alake or Dele Alake or Dele Alake? Whichever it is. I don't know why he's disturbing himself. Because what the EU report even stated is still just scratching the surface of the truth that all Nigerians know about the 2023 elections. It's just scratching the surface. But aside the fact that Nigerians know, what they don't know about why Dele Alake is coming out to strongly reject the election on behalf of Tinubu is this. It is not in the place of Tinubu to reject the election or the place of Dele Alake to reject the EU report. It was not APC that conducted the election. It was INEC. So if anybody should come out and reject the election, the EU report, it should be INEC that conducted the election. But I don't understand. Many people too don't understand why it is Dele Alake on behalf of Tinubu that is coming out now to speak all the grammar. It is this, it is that, it is biased. The reason is simple. And it's based on what happened yesterday. Tribunal admits European Union's final report faulting Tinubu's victory and the 2023 elections. The Presidential Election Petitions Court on Monday admitted into exhibit the final report of the European Union Observer Mission, which faulted the conduct and outcome of the 2023 presidential election that produced President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and others. This is the reason, this is the reason. This is the reason why Dele Alake is coming out to scream to the high heavens that the EU report is biased. But what he fails to understand is that what EU report said now is not so different from what many other international observers said about the election. Even those who came to say that it was okay in the first place came back to correct themselves. And Nigerians know better. The pictures are there. The images are there. And it's for all to see. And you know the beautiful thing about the EU Observer Mission report? It's been admitted into evidence at the Presidential Election Petitions Court. This is what is scaring Tinubu. This is what is scaring Dele Alake. This is what is scaring APC. And that's why they are coming to do this denouncing. So when they are doing all this, they are screaming, Nigerians, please know, this is hope. This is hope for the Nigerian people. This is hope for the mandate of the people. It is hope. It is hope that at least what is already a watertight case before just got even tighter. And this is scary if you are a Tinubu supporter. I understand. So they can scream, foul, foul. But the judges know better. In fact, in court, what they are doing now is tantamount to screaming, objection, objection, which is what they have been used to doing all the while the tribunal started. But of course, we have also been used to hearing objection overruled. So this one, Dele Alake, your objection is overruled by we the people. And I know that now that it's admitted into court, perhaps it is the reason why INEC witnesses are now on the run. The people that were supposed to come out to defend INEC's position, they did not show up in court. We don't know what happened. Perhaps they are seeing that if EU report can say the truth and other report, even West African report, yes, West African Observer Mission, even themselves too said their own. Perhaps the witness of INEC is now saying that it cannot come out to lie. Because let me tell you something. No matter how good you are, when you come out and you are attempting to defend Tinubu, you cannot defend Tinubu and not look stupid. Take the example of Femi Fani-Kayode. Take the example of Festus Keyamo. You cannot defend Tinubu and not look stupid. Even the example of Dele Alake himself, when he came out to say the things that Tinubu said during election, it was not what he said. When he was caught on camera, you cannot defend Tinubu and not look stupid. So perhaps the INEC witnesses have seen that, if we come out and attempt to defend Tinubu, we will also look stupid. And it will be obvious that they are just lying. Perhaps it's because of that they are running now. Whatever the case is, we are watching. But the joy of it is that it's been admitted into evidence. I'm talking about the European Union or Election Observer Mission. It's been admitted, their final report. But despite all the objection of Dele Alake, the APC and Tinubu, despite all the objections, like I said earlier, the report is still just scratching the surface. Because the report did not even take into account the fact that Tinubu had a drug case in the US. The report did not take into account the fact that Tinubu was caught on camera saying that election power is not served a la carte, it should be grabbed, it should be snatched, and people should run away with it. The report did not take into account. Of course, it mentioned election violence, but it didn't even go into details. The fact that you had APC supporters, and even by extension, the APC government in Lagos, coming out to threaten voters openly. But the EU report said try. I like it. And this is a good signal to the court. The judges, I know you are watching. Please do right by Nigerians. Do right by Nigerians. In the election of Yaradua, despite the fact that Yaradua came out openly to say that the election that brought him to power, he knows it was not free and fair. Even when that matter went up to the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court, it was a split decision, 4-3 out of the 7 justices. 4 ruled in favor. In fact, it was 3-3. It was a tie. So the chairman, the Chief Justice came out to say, no. It was, so the presiding judge came out to say that, the situation of the country, because of the cost, the difficulty of conducting another election, because of all those, we know that the election is not free and fair, but let's just admit this one. We will correct it going forward. That was why it ended up 4-3. This time around, please, I beg you, Supreme Court, I beg you, Tribunal, INEC themselves have come out to say that when they were printing ballot papers, they printed ballot paper for a second election. So INEC is ready. And you see, we Nigerians, we are also ready. So don't say, because of the situation of the country, we cannot do the right thing. Judges, I beg you in the name of God, you can do the right thing. If you do the right thing, it will be helping the people of Nigeria. Look at the suffering the people are in. Just look at the suffering the people are in. And I know that it's also touching you people too. So do the right thing this time around. Don't come and give us sentimental grounds. Don't come and give us technical grounds as reasons for making a decision that cuts off the head of justice. Do not sacrifice justice on the altar of technicality or on the altar of sentimentality. I beg you guys, judges, look at what is happening. Look at the situation of the country. Look at the suffering. The fact that the corruption of the fuel subsidy that is supposed to be exposed, it's not being exposed. Rather, they are transferring the fraud of a small group of people to punish the entire population of Nigeria in the name of increase in the pump price of fuel, in the name of devaluation of the naira, in the name of privatization. That's all they are doing. The people they are supposed to have sacked first, they didn't sack. What is NNPC Mele Kyari still doing in office compared to Emefiele and compared to Bawa? Emefiele did whatever Emefiele is recorded to have done, or Bawa is reported to have done. My God, is scratching the surface compared to what Mele Kyari of NNPC has done. It's scratching the surface. How can NNPC withhold the resources of Nigeria from Nigeria? That is unconstitutional. That's going against the constitution, and Mele Kyari is still there. I don't know what arrangement exists amongst them. But the mere fact that he's still there, the mere fact that the probe has not been opened into why there's so much fraud, there's no money paid for imported petrol products, and they are claiming subsidies. And I'm not just the one saying it now. You have heard the former governor of Bauchi State come out to say it. There's a lawyer of Bayes University, Dr. Akali, that came out to say it. So many other persons have also come out to say it. And yet they are transferring the pain to the Nigerian people. There are many people in the middle class now. They are being drawn downwards into the lower class, into poverty, because of this policy. The whole $19 billion plus that was spent on turnaround maintenance under Buhari for nothing, for refineries that were not turned around. We can't find the money. We can't find the refineries. So what happened to that money? These are the things that a serious government should be looking at. Recovering the monies for the turnaround maintenance, recovering the monies that were fraudulently collected as fuel subsidy. This is what a serious government should have been doing. But no, what did the Tinubu administration do? They came out and started implementing policies that will punish Nigerians. And they kept shouting on Nigerians that Nigerians should be patient, Nigerians should sacrifice. Meanwhile, look at the convoy. They are not sacrificing. They are not sacrificing. It is we that have to sacrifice. Barely a day after the swearing in of Tinubu, they have bought new Mercedes-Benz presidential car for him. And from protocol, that should be 5 of them, brand new. They are quick to get the benefit of their office, but they are fast to tell us that we should be slow to getting the benefit of democracy. Justices, please take note of these things when you make your judgment. Because the answer to all of these things is glaring to everybody. Nigerians are tired. You should be tired too. Do the right thing by the people. Don't come and stand on sentimentality or technicality to take your decisions. Don't let us repeat the history of what happened during Yaradua. No. We are ready for another elections. Nigerians are ready. And even INEC said they are ready. The materials are there. The people are there. The budget is already there. So we are ready for a second election. Don't be sentimental about it. The evidence that Peter Obi has brought is there. Even the ones that Atiku has brought is there. These are sufficient. If it's only the form EC8A alone, that is more than enough. And then you talk about the non-compliance of INEC and the lack of qualification of Tinubu. So much grounds. If you allow a Tinubu to go scot-free with this, if you allow APC to go scot-free with this, to be setting a very bad precedence for Nigeria, it will be undoing a lot of the work that you, the Supreme Court and the judiciary have done in the past. So don't look beyond justice to sentimentality or technicality. Look at justice and summon the courage to do the right thing. There's no amount of money they give to you that can repair your reputation. No amount of intimidation that can repair your reputation. So stand up and stand up for justice, stand up for Nigerians, stand up for good. All these evidences that are coming out is to make your work easier. So do the right thing by Nigeria, do the right thing by your consciences, and do the right thing by your reputation, so that your names will be written in gold, so that Nigerians will not die of the sufferings of the policies of this administration. I beg you.